Hersam Acorn Newspapers, publishers of the Greenwich Post, New Canaan Advertiser, the Darien Times, the Ridgefield Press, the Weston Forum, the Wilton Bulletin, the Reading Pilot, the Lewisboro Ledger, the Monroe Courier, the Eastern Courier, the Trumbull Times, Fairfield Sun, Shelton Herald, the Stratford Star, the Milford Mirror, and the Valley Gazette.
Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com. The leader in local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in southwestern Connecticut.
This is your coffee break on HANradio.com.
It's Friday, April 24th, and this is your coffee break on HANradio.com. I'm Kate Czaplinski in the Shelton studio with John Kovach and Donald Eng. Guys, TGIF.
We're back in the studio. It's funny. It's like it was just yesterday we were in the Shelton studio, but it seems like so much has happened since then.
I know. We had a busy
3 hours,
busy night at Meat
night.
Monroe. It was a blast, a very late edition of Coffee Break, and it was so much fun.
Was a great time.
Yeah.
Great to meet all those people and creatures.
And machinery.
Yeah, machinery. Oh, the robot was cool.
And it actually became, rather than coffee break, it kind of became an impromptu, like ziti, penne, Swedish meatballs, and homemade
Not
wine
too
break.
shabby, yeah.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all. Well, we have a lot of news to get to today, including a fire in Ridgefield that has left a woman seriously injured and a suspect's arrested in Derby, one of them wielding a machete. So we're going to get to that a little bit later. But Don, first, can we take a look at the roads?
Yeah, not great on the roads right now. We've got a crash in Westport that's got the center lane closed. It's causing massive delays all the way back on 95 southbound. It's causing delays all the way back into Fairfield. Also, the Ridgefield Press reporting a crash on Route 7 near Dunkin' Donuts. The cars are partially blocking the road there. And we've got road work on that Route 7 expressway northbound at exit 1. That's the Belden Avenue exit. Checking the weather, we've got a freeze watch in effect until tomorrow morning. Temperatures should be right around freezing. Wind chill about 10 degrees colder than that. Crops and sensitive plants could be vulnerable, according to the National Weather Service. Otherwise, today, mostly cloudy, high in the mid-50s. As we said, right around freezing tonight. Sunny tomorrow, temperatures close to 60 again into the 30s overnight. And Sunday, scattered showers with highs near 60, otherwise mostly sunny. Right now, it is partly cloudy and 43 degrees outside our Shelton studio, 43 degrees and cloudy in Fairfield, and a cloudy 40 in Ridgefield. Coffee break time is 11:04.
Thanks, Don. John, what's happening in the news this morning?
Kate, multiple people were injured in a fire at Casagamo in Ridgefield Thursday, shortly before 7 o'clock. Officials report 3 people were inside the unit at 15 Cook Close, including an elderly couple. A woman was very severely injured. First Selectman Rudy Marconi saying, "We are just praying that she makes it." The fire was contained to the unit at 15 Cook Close. According to Ridgefield Deputy Emergency Manager Dick Ahrens, Ahrens said firefighters arrived and found the unit engulfed in flames. The woman who was severely injured was on the second floor. Her sons went in attempting to get her out. One of her sons suffered injuries to her arms. Marconi said one of the residents is in very critical condition upon arrival at the hospital. About 15 people in adjacent units were temporarily evacuated from their homes. Those who could not return were accommodated by the Red Cross. Ahrens said firefighters found the unit fully engulfed. For more on this story, visit theridgefieldpress.com.
Yeah, I know they're
awful story.
Awful story. They're doing a lot of updates on that. Well, in other news this morning, Milford police are looking for 2 men they say robbed the Webster Bank at 314 Merwin Avenue in Milford on Wednesday. On April 22nd, At about 1:40 in the afternoon, two men entered the bank through a rear door and approached the teller counter, demanding money. No weapons were displayed during the robbery, police said. The suspects fled the area in a gray sedan-style vehicle to a Hyundai Elantra. The vehicle was last seen leaving westbound on Dunbar Road toward New Haven Avenue. The suspects are described as two black men. One suspect was wearing a black coat, gray-colored pants, black hat, and black shoes. The other suspect was wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, white shirt, light-colored pants, black hat, and black shoes. The Connecticut Bankers Rewards Association is offering $2,000 for information resulting in the arrest of the people responsible. Anyone with information is asked to contact Milford Detective Sergeant Henry Chacon at 203-783-4761. You can also visit milfordpd.org and click on the crime tips to report any information that you might have.
Coffee break times 11:08. A State Department of Transportation worker was thrown from a work truck on Interstate 91 in Hartford this morning. He suffered non-life-threatening injuries, according to state police. The truck was involved in a crash with a car near exit 27, Brainerd Road. Then the truck rolled over, according to state police. They said the DOT worker's injuries not life-threatening. 3 lanes were closed after the crash. Traffic was backed up for miles during the commute. No additional information is available at this time.
State police are investigating the apparent drowning of an 81-year-old man in the Willimantic River. Authorities say Jacob Whitus had been fishing along the riverbank near the town of Stafford's commuter parking lot on Thursday when he apparently fell into the river. His body was found shortly after 6 p.m. Very sad story.
Derby police stopped a dispute between 2 men Thursday afternoon, which could have resulted in serious injuries. According to Derby police, around 3:15 yesterday, police responded to the Derby Green on a report of a man with a machete. Police were able to subdue 37-year-old Esteban Gonzalez of Minerva Street without incident. Police learned that an altercation occurred on Anson Street between Gonzalez and a man. That man, police said, had a gun. Police and detectives responded to Anson Street and detained Lamar Copeland, 19 years old, of that street. Police said he was not in possession with a gun, but witnesses said they saw Copeland run into his apartment just prior to police arrival. Detectives found a 9mm handgun inside the apartment. They found that the 2 men had had a verbal altercation. Copeland threatened that he had a gun. Gonzalez went to his residence on Minerva Street, retrieved the machete, and he returned to Anson Street to confront Copeland. On his way to Anson Street, Gonzalez saw Copeland, and at this time, Copeland allegedly brandished the firearm. Copeland was charged with possession of a dangerous weapon, carrying a pistol without a permit, breach of peace, threatening, reckless endangerment, third-degree assault, criminal mischief, and risk of injury. His bond was $100,000. He is scheduled to be arraigned today. Gonzalez was charged with possession of a dangerous weapon, breach of peace, threatening, reckless endangerment. He was held on a $50,000 bond. He will also appear at State Superior Court in Derby today. Detectives executed a search and seizure warrant at Copeland's apartment. Drug paraphernalia and cash were seized, so police say they will be continuing to follow up on that case and that warrant.
You know, John, he appears to have made, Gonzalez anyway, appears to have made the classic mistake of bringing a machete to a gunfight.
Nice.
And you just wondered, you wonder to yourself, okay, Copeland says, I have a gun. Gonzalez then went back to his apartment. Now, in your house, having been threatened by someone who says he has a gun, you then grab a machete and then go back to the place.
It's better than taking your toothbrush.
I mean, at what point, as you're walking down, you're walking down the street with a machete in your hands toward a person who has threatened you with a gun, and you're thinking to yourself, this plan is foolproof. I see no problem with my decision making whatsoever.
Well, before we get to another look at the roads, Don, I just want to get to some exciting news for us, since we work on Bridgeport Avenue in Shelton, site work has started to construct a new Chipotle Mexican grill in Shelton on Bridgeport Avenue near Commerce Drive.
Okay.
So Brad Durrell of the Shelton Herald reports that the 2,400 square foot Chipotle building will be a separate standalone structure in front of the Sears Appliance and Hardware.
Right down the street?
Right down the street in the small shopping plaza at around 705 711 Bridgeport Avenue. It will be built in part of the existing Sears parking lot close to the Hampton Inn. The area where work is taking place has been fenced off, and construction equipment has removed asphalt and completed other tasks in preparation for the actual construction. Brad is very thorough.
Now, what I want to know is...
Eric's doing a dance out there.
What I want to know, speaking of Brad's
is obviously a very excited Chipotle fan. Yes.
Speaking of Brad's thoroughness, do we know what congressional district that's in?
Oh, stop. The one-story Chipotle will have a small outdoor patio area. It will not have a drive-through window or serve any alcohol. I mean, okay, yeah, I assumed. Chipotle is one of the fastest-growing restaurant chains in the fast casual market in the United States. This will be the first location in Shelton. There is one in Milford, and anytime I've attempted to go there, there's a huge line, so I've given up. So I've actually never tried Chipotle.
Nor have I.
I haven't either. No,
I know. I hear it's absolutely amazing, and I've never had it. So
now,
yeah,
fast
I need to get
casual.
on
What is
that?
that? That's not like a Subway, right? That's
it's your Qdoba, I think, your Chipotle. It's not a drive-through. It's not fast food, but it's not your sit-down restaurant.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of people excited. I'm getting some chats about people freaking out about this in the company right now. They're super excited.
OMG, OMG.
So yeah, it's going to be like right across the street from Pancheros, which is good, but I hear does not compare to Chipotle, and there's going to be like a little burrito war, I think. It's going to be like West Side Story.
A Mexican standoff.
Yeah, there you go.
That was clever.
He's so
That's
clever.
Brad Durrell, if you're listening, you may use that as the headline. Please note that. Time is 11:13. We're a little late for traffic. Don, what's going on the roads where Bridgeport Avenue is backed up as they replace guardrails? I can tell you that.
Well, we continue to have road work. That accident in Westport is just about clear, but the delays do persist back into Fairfield. Also, the state just reported Stamford southbound Parkway at exit 34. We've got road work there with a lane closed. And also Danbury 84 eastbound at exit 8, road work there with a lane closed. Norwalk on the Super 7 Expressway northbound at exit 1, more road work there also. Checking the weather. Once again, we have a freeze watch in effect until tomorrow morning. Crops and sensitive plants could be vulnerable. Temperatures are expected to hit freezing tonight, possibly more depending on your elevation. Mostly cloudy day today with a high in the mid-50s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low right around freezing. Tomorrow, sunny with temperatures close to 60 degrees, dropping into the 30s again overnight. And scattered showers Sunday afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy to mostly sunny with a high right around 60 degrees. Right now, it is a partly cloudy 43 degrees outside our Shelton studio. 43 and cloudy in Fairfield, up to 41 in Ridgefield. It's 11:14. You're listening to Coffee Break, and we'll be back in a minute with a look back at history, some sports, and more news.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands at the award season event, now through April 30th.
Your child has fallen and broken his arm. You need to see an orthopedist fast. Think Coastal Ortho Express in Norwalk. Don't wait hours in the ER. Save a trip and money by going straight to an orthopedic specialist at Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care in Norwalk. No appointment necessary. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, 203-845-2070. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or call 203-845-2070. Fast.
Spring is finally in the air, and our favorite season is upon us. The Dock Shop is all geared up with a great selection of fishing tackle, custom fishing rods, and all the latest accessories to replenish your tackle box. The Dock Shop has also just brought out the newest spring fashion apparel from Montauk Tackle, Altered Latitudes, Kaylee Smith, and Margaritaville Apparel. Need some new foul weather gear for those chilly spring mornings? The Dock Shop is loaded up with Grundens and Stormer in a variety of styles and sizes. Ladies, we've got you covered as well, with spring apparel and the newest designs of coastal jewelry, bags, and accessories. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, Connecticut. Visit us at dockshop.com.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com.
11:18 on your coffee break this Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Although I will be doing lacrosse tomorrow from New Canaan, where the Greenwich Cardinals will visit the Rams. Right now, let's take a look back at history with Donald Eng.
Well, today we may set a new record for the farthest back we look. I mean, I suppose cave drawings might be in there sometimes.
Is this the anniversary of the Big Bang? I've been waiting for that.
Every day is the anniversary of the Big Bang, I think, right? It's we're going to go back to 1184 BC, the traditional date of the fall of Troy. Interestingly, in the book, the Iliad, Homer never directly refers to the city by that name. He calls it Ilion. It is the city where the Trojan people lived. The word Troy does not appear anywhere in the Iliad. Also, on this date, 1800, the Library of Congress established when President John Adams signs legislation appropriating $5,000 to purchase such books as may be necessary for the use of Congress. The library has since grown into the world's largest collection. 1833, a patent granted for the first soda fountain. Wouldn't it be great if if the fountains at Kauffman Stadium were soda fountains?
Or Ridgefield.
Or Ridgefield, you know?
Yeah.
The fountain in Ridgefield, I could.
That would be great.
And if it was white birch beer.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good if it was like in a Diet Coke.
Couldn't be a color. Yeah.
That would be strange.
I mean, I was just saying this though of how my niece.
If it was Mountain Dew though, that radioactive yellow.
My niece is 11 years old, and I took her out to eat the other day, and she's like, and I said, "Do you want fountain soda or do you want a bottle of soda?" What? Fountain? What are you talking about? I go, oh, she said machine soda. I'm like, oh boy.
Machine soda. that doesn't sound nearly as good. 1889, the Edison General Electric Company organized. Obviously, GE continues to this day. 1913, the iconic Woolworth Building opens in New York City. Others are taller or more well-known. For my money, the Woolworth Building and the Chrysler Building, the two most visually stunning. 1980, Operation Eagle Claw, an attempt to end the Iran hostage crisis by rescuing 52 diplomats held hostage in Tehran, fails with the death of 8 servicemen. Its failure and the public debacle that ensued damaged U.S. prestige. President Jimmy Carter concluded the failure to free the hostages played a major role in Ronald Reagan's victory in the 1980 presidential election. Eagle Claw, by the way, was one of the first times the Delta Force was deployed. And finally, 1990, the Space Shuttle Discovery STS-31 launches with the Hubble Space Telescope on board. Many of the now iconic images are from around the galaxy, like the Eagle Nebula, the Horsehead Nebula, and most famous of all, the Pillars of Creation, all Hubble images. That is your look back in history, and I remain Donald Ing. And you know, speaking of which, the Woolworth Building, now that I mention it, we were talking about fountain sodas. I'm old enough to remember when the Trumbull Mall had a actual Woolworth that had a lunch counter with a real soda fountain in it. So that The good old days. Woolworth in the Trumbull Mall.
Yeah, I remember eating at a Woolworth counter.
And speaking of history, Woolworth is it.
Woolworth is history.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, I'll be sitting in. Rob Adams taking some well-deserved time off. I will be doing a sports update today. And big news from the high school baseball diamonds today. Ronnie Rosamondo, who was the 2014 Connecticut Gatorade Baseball Player of the Year, threw the first no-hitter of his career Thursday, facing the minimum 21 batters as his Bunnell Bulldogs shut out Pomparour High School 8-0 in Southbury. Rosamondo walked the first batter of the game, went on to strike out 14 of the 21 batters that he faced. He's not allowed a run in the 18 innings he has pitched this year. Bunnell improved to 6-1, 1-0 in the Southwest Conference, where Pomparour fell to 2-6, 0-1 in the SWC. Other news, we had other baseball in the FCAC. We had Staples 3-0 over Greenwich. In the Constitution State Conference, Abbott Tech edges Platt Tech 9-7. Back to the SWC, 13-6 Barlow over New Milford. SWC Newtown blanks Brookfield 3-0. In the FCAC, Ridgefield an 8-2 victory over Ludlow. Bullard Havens beats O'Brien Tech in a Constitution State Conference matchup, 5-2. Naugatuck over Oxford 9-3. That's a Naugatuck Valley matchup. New Fairfield falls to Massac 4-3 in an SWC game. And Trumbull lost to Wilton 4-1 in FCAC baseball action Thursday. Travis Jenkins an RBI double for Trumbull in the bottom of the fifth. Wilton scored 2 runs in the top of the fifth, added solo runs in the 6th and 7th. Jackson Ward 3 hits and pitched a complete Game 5 hitter for the Warriors. Paul Sorbo had 2 of Wilton's 9 hits. In softball, Trumbull High defeated Danbury High 8-3. Leah Thompson, 2 hits, scored 2 runs and an RBI. Haley Kasigowitz, a triple, and scored 2 runs for Trumbull, which took a 3-1 lead after the first frame, extended it to 7-1 after 4. Emily Clark drove in 2 runs, scored a run herself. Taylor Brown scored 2 runs. Ali Zabo did not allow an earned run, gave up 5 hits, 3 walks, struck out 9. Nicole Daly of Danbury, a triple, double, single, scored, misses the cycle by the home run. That'll do it for this sports report. We will do another update later on, and it's a big day for baseball in southwestern Connecticut. Stay tuned. You'll find out why. With sports, John Kovach.
Thanks, John. Well, a story we brought you at the top of the hour about a serious fire in Ridgefield. I just want to give the latest update from the RidgefieldPress.com. An elderly woman who suffered from smoke inhalation and other injuries from the fire Thursday night at 15 Cook Close in Casagmo in Ridgefield has been moved from Danbury Hospital to the Bridgeport Hospital burn unit. Bridgeport Hospital is the only burn unit in the state, according to the hospital's website. It also has a helicopter landing pad for Lifestar medical helicopters. The Ridgefield woman was airlifted to Bridgeport overnight, according to First Selectman Rudy Marconi. Her son, who suffered injuries trying to rescue her, was brought by ambulance to Bridgeport Hospital from Danbury Hospital, also overnight. As of 5 a.m., they remained in critical condition. Meanwhile, the fire marshal and other officials continued their investigation into the cause of the blaze. According to Assistant Fire Chief Jerry Myers, the fire was reported around 6:50 in the evening, with heavy smoke visible from the street and people inside the burning building. Firefighters went into the building to rescue people who were transported to the hospital. By around 7:38 in the evening, the fire was under control. It was contained to the one unit of the building at Cook Close. The Red Cross was on standby to help people burned out of their homes to find accommodations, but that was not necessary, according to First Selectman Rudy Marconi. He said several neighbors were either able to work out accommodations with family close by or return to their unit. There was substantial damage to that one unit. So for more updates on that, theridgefieldpress.com.
There are some photos also on the Ridgefield Press site that show, and that looks like it was a very intense fire. Very scary situation. They're really lucky it didn't spread to other units in that building.
Yeah.
I mean, great job by the firefighters on that. In other news, it was a long trip But police have found a vintage Buick that they say was stolen from a Stratford man who paid to have it stored while he traveled overseas. 56-year-old William Riley of White Plains, New York, according to state police, illegally sold the car before vacating his storage company. He was charged Thursday with first-degree larceny, first-degree forgery, and released after posting a $25,000 bond. According to state police, in 2006, the owner of a 1972 Buick convertible, those were nice convertibles too, Don, stored the car at a facility on Sniffen's Lane, which Riley operated. The owner was transferred to London for his job. The owner returned to the area 3 years later in 2009 and paid a $3,500 bill for storage of the car. But police said employees at the storage facility were unable to immediately return the car to the owner and kept giving him excuses. State police said the owner was finally fed up after several weeks of not getting his car back. He went to the storage facility and the building was abandoned. For the next 5 years, the owner worked to trace the car, and last January 2014 learned it was on the auction block in Scottsdale, Arizona, where it was seized by police. State police said they were able to determine that Riley sold the car to a man in East Meadow, New York, for $20,000 using a forged registration from Maine. In 2010, according to police, the East Meadow man sold the car to a man in Washington State for $40,000, and that man subsequently sold the car for $45,000 before the car, separated from its actual owner, ended up at the auction block where it was about to change hands again.
Wow.
That's dogged determination.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm impressed by that. Your coffee break time's 11:29.
All right, John. Well, after being denied funding from the town of New Canaan during the recent 2016 budget process, the Outback Teen Center has discontinued drop-in hours for young people effective April 16th, and the full-time staff director position has been eliminated, according to the Outback Board President, Sangeeta Appel. In an emailed statement from Appel, she said, "We will meet all commitments for special events scheduled through the end of June. A decision will be made soon about the programs that will be offered this summer and in the fall." Current and past members of the Outback Board of Directors in New Canaan have assumed responsibility for operations. Christine Simmons, who was the staff director for the last 18 months, will continue to assist the board as it works through this period of transition. The board continues to work to find a different financial model that makes them viable, according to Appel. To that end, Appel said in an interview that the Outback Board is currently negotiating with an organization on what she said, quote, "how we can work together to find financial stability and meet our mission." She would not reveal the name of the organization talking to the Outback or the type of organization that it is. Appel said she feels a sense of urgency in the talks and hopes to have a resolution in a month. The Outback has already turned away 3 new requests to conduct events at the Outback now that there is no full-time operating staff. In February, the Outback Board stated it needed about $80,000 to $100,000 a year from the town to cover overhead and operating expenses, while the Teen Center would raise the money to cover the costs of program and events. The town said no to that request and went further to no longer designate $19,000 for the Outback that had been budgeted in recent years. So keep following that story at ncadvertiser.com.
Thanks, Kate. Don, let's take a look at the roads as it's 11:30.
A couple of new things to report here. First off, East Hartford, Route 15 northbound at exit 91. We have road work there going on today until 3:30 with the left lane closed. It's causing about a 6-mile backup, according to the DOT. Also on Route 15, Parkway southbound in Greenwich at exit 31 until 2:30 today. The left lane closed there. And we've got more road work on I-84 eastbound in Newtown at exit 9. That just started up until 3 o'clock today. The right lane closed there. The earlier accident in Westport has been cleared. The delays starting to also clear up, so your ride through Fairfield and Westport is improving at this time. As far as the weather goes, once again, freeze watch tonight. Crops and sensitive plants could be vulnerable. If you have potted plants outside, you might want to bring them inside or cover them. As far as the weather today goes, mostly cloudy day today with a high near 54, right around freezing tonight. Sunny tomorrow, temperatures about 60 degrees, again dropping into the 30s overnight, and scattered showers possible Sunday, highs near 60. Otherwise, a mostly sunny day if you don't happen to be in the path of one of those showers. Right now, it is a mostly cloudy 44 outside our Shelton studio, 44 in Fairfield, 40 in Ridgefield.
Thanks, Don. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about some spring cleaning in Ridgefield, as well as Congressman Jim Himes, who's holding a town hall meeting with constituents to talk about international negotiations with Iran. So we're going to come back, and we have a lot more news coming up after this.
It's Lots of Characters, specializing in children's birthday parties with your child's favorite characters. When you want to party hardy, when you need to celebrate, call us, we won't be late. We help create lasting memories for you and your child on their special day. Call us at 203-590-1791 or visit our website at lotsofcharacters.org for more information and to see our party packages. Lots of Characters, 203-590-1791 or online at lotsofcharacters.org.
Located in the heart of picturesque downtown Ridgefield at 13 Governor Street, Colby's is the area's premier retailer for blinds, shades, shutters, and draperies, and is one of the select few Hunter Douglas Gallery dealers. A family-owned and operated company, Colby's experienced staff will work with you in choosing the best treatments for your home or office and offer free measuring and expert installation. Colby's also carries an extensive line of decorative fabrics including Schumacher, Durley, Tebow, and more. Or browse over 400 books in our wallpaper library from famous designers such as Stroheim, Schumacher, Ralph Lauren, Tebow, and York. Take advantage of our Fashion in Motion savings event with savings and rebates on Hunter Douglas shades with Power Rise technology. Colby's of Ridgefield. We are committed to your complete satisfaction. 203-438-8531.
Spring is finally in the air, and our favorite season is upon us. The Dock Shop is all geared up with a great selection of fishing tackle, custom fishing rods, and all the latest accessories to replenish your tackle box. The Dock Shop has also just brought out the newest spring fashion apparel from Montauk Tackle, Altered Latitudes, Kaylee Smith, and Margaritaville Apparel. Need some new foul weather gear for those chilly spring mornings? The Dock Shop is loaded up with Grundens and Stormer in a variety of styles and sizes. Ladies, we've got you covered as well with spring apparel and the newest designs of coastal jewelry, bags, and accessories. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, Connecticut. Visit us at dockshop.com.
It's easy to advertise on HANradio.com, reach 263,000 listeners each month with our sports programming and talk programming. Call Mary Ann Hersam at 203-417-5199.
You're listening to Hersam Acorn Radio.
11:35 on your coffee break this Friday, April 24th. Hard to believe it's 4 months since Christmas Eve.
Is that...
Well,
so
it is.
Weird.
It is, isn't it?
Well,
Am
actually,
I wrong?
I was thinking to myself, it's hard to believe it's only eight more shopping months
until yeah,
Christmas
I got
Eve,
8 months to get my shopping done.
Exactly.
Wow, I thought I loved Christmas, but apparently you guys are, way more all about it than I am.
It feels a little bit like Christmas outside right now. It's a little bit brisk.
It's chilly, yeah.
And even though it is chilly, it is spring, and that means spring cleanup time. We've got some spring cleanups where you used to cover the news.
Yes, Ridgefield's annual spring cleaning and unofficial welcoming in of life and warmth and green are 2 Rid Litter Days this weekend, Saturday, April 25th and Sunday, April 26th. Citizens head out to clean up the long winter's accumulation of trash along the roadsides, walking streets, and parks and open spaces in their neighborhoods, picking up what the cold, snowy months have left. Many will be cleaning adopted streets or specific areas assigned to them by organizers from the Connecticut Garden Club. Others will simply do their part, heading out into their own neighborhoods with gloves and bags and bright orange vests. If you're watching us on the Hersam Acorn Network right now, you can get a glimpse of Rudy Marconi in one of those fabulous orange vests. The Garden Club member Beth Yanity, who is co-chairing the event this year with Barbara Hartman, has been a prime mover behind the annual Rid Litter Days for 25 years now. Barbara Hartman said the Garden Club's approach is simple. She said, our basic plan is for as many people in town as possible to help pick up litter on these 2 days. They've, of course, contacted Girls and Boy Scouts, the Conservation Commission, Chamber of Commerce, and many organizations. She said if everyone helped out for 15 minutes, it would make a huge difference. A flyer has been sent by both email and by mail to more than 125 people, including many that care for adopted streets, parks, intersection triangles, and other spots all around town. Orange safety vests are available on loan, and litter bags will be given out this week at the Parks and Recreation Center on Danbury Road and by the Chamber of Commerce on Route 35. People who pick up trash Saturday and Sunday may take it to collection points, where town highway department workers will pick it up on Monday, April 27th. Collection points are Farmingville School, East Ridge Middle School, Ridgefield High School, and the Fox Hill Lake Recreation Area. Hazardous waste materials like paint, batteries, as well as large appliances will not be accepted for pickup, but those can be taken to Household Hazardous Waste Day in Newtown on Saturday, May 16th. So there's a lot of these cleanups going on.
There is. Yankee Fisherman yesterday, I had Leon Sylvester on of Housatonic River Cleanup, and they're doing that tomorrow 8 to 4. You can register at Sunnyside Boat Ramp in Shelton or down at the Birdseye Boat Ramp in Stratford. And that's an amphibious cleanup. They're out there in boats. They're in waders working the marsh, and they take tons. If you watch the video or go to the Facebook page, Housatonic River Cleanup Incorporated, the tons of
I've seen it in Shelton when they did it. Yeah,
that comes out of that river is just it's kind of awe-inspiring in a bad way. In other news, Congressman Jim Himes, a Democrat whose 4th district includes most of Shelton, will host a discussion with constituents about the ongoing international negotiations to prevent Iran from creating a nuclear weapon. Meeting will be Saturday from 1:45 to 3 at Norwalk Community College on the East Campus in the Gen Re Forum. That is at 188 Richards Avenue in Norwalk. The discussion is open to the public. Congress is debating legislation regarding its oversight and review role for a potential final agreement this summer. The tentative framework for a deal was reached in early April, but specifics need to be worked out during the negotiations between Iran and the P5+1 group of nations, which is the United States, China, France, Russia, and the United Kingdom, the 5 permanent members of the United Nations, plus Germany and the European Union. The newest deadline to finalize an agreement is July 1st, with officials in the United States and Iran offering at times conflicting views of the agreed-upon framework. Questions at the town meeting can be directed to Congressman Himes' Bridgeport office, 866-453-0028. You may also RSVP to the meeting, though it is open to the public.
Great. Thanks, John. Well, with spring comes one of the biggest parties in the state. The annual spring weekend at the University of Connecticut kicked off Thursday, and the school has taken measures to make sure students stay safe. University officials said police patrols have been stepped up and students can expect sobriety checkpoints. Police said as of Friday morning, they've only made 1 DUI arrest. They also said the arrest is not an indication of what they'll be dealing with over the weekend. Dozens of students participated in the Glow Up the Night 5K, which was one of many alcohol-free events planned for the weekend. Students told Eyewitness News that they understand the need for safety. They just hope it doesn't put a damper on the weekend. If visitors are not students, the event is off limits, which is something new. Students said that emails were sent to surrounding colleges to tell students from those schools not to come. I mean, we hear about spring weekend every year because it's a huge event. I used to go when I was in college, and I went to college in Massachusetts. So, yeah, interesting.
So you were part of the problem.
I was part of the problem, but I didn't cause any trouble.
By the way, did everybody see, we talked about this back in the fall, the Keene Pumpkin Festival and how that got out of hand, that they denied a permit for that. And also a little closer to us, Clam Jam this weekend, Fairfield. But this year it's going to be at Penfield Beach and officially sanctioned by Fairfield University, which is a change. That's been one where they've had problems where the people in the beach area have complained quite a bit that the people they rent houses to have gotten out of hand.
Right. Yes. The people the students that they blatantly gouge on seasonal rents then decide to have a party, and they don't like that. So.
11:40. Why don't we take a look at traffic? By the way, I have a Fairfield U Cup for you. I keep forgetting to bring in.
Gee, okay. Well, hey.
It commemorates the opening of the new lacrosse stadium.
I was saying, does it commemorate the end of Clam Jam as we know it? No,
it does not.
It does. Well, right now we just have a couple of things right now. The Route 7 Express in Norwalk, southbound, between exits 1 and 2. There's road work going on there. The right and center lanes are closed. As you might expect, that's causing some backups. Road work also East Hartford, Route 15 north at exit 91 until 3:30 today. The left lane closed there. And Parkway South in Greenwich, exit 31 until 2:30 today. The left lane closed there. Finally, I-84 eastbound in Newtown at exit 9 until 3 o'clock. The right lane is closed. As far as the weather goes, we've been following it all morning. Freeze watch in effect tonight. Crops and sensitive plants could be vulnerable to the low temperatures. We're expecting temperatures to be down around freezing. As far as today goes, mostly cloudy day today, high near 54. Tomorrow, sunny, 60, dropping into the 30s again overnight. And Sunday, mostly sunny with a shower here and there. High temperature expected to be 60. Right now, it's a mostly cloudy 44 outside our Shelton studio, 44 in Fairfield, 40 in Ridgefield. You're listening to Coffee Break, presented by Stratford Orthodontics. It is 11:43. We'll be back in a minute with more news and one more look at local sports.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands at the award season event, now through April 30th. Want a new
Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332 and online at stratfordsmile.com.
Did you know that taking dance lessons is a great date night idea? Arthur Murray Grand Ballroom of Greenwich is a fabulous place to learn to dance and meet new people. Located at 6 Lewis Street, our studio is staffed with professional instructors ready to teach you salsa, waltz, rumba, hustle, tango. There's a dance for every season. And we are rated #1 on the knot.com. We are the wedding dance specialists. Take advantage of our new student offer, only $49. Call 203-769-1800. Visit us online at arthurmurraygreenwich.com.
This year, 3,000 Connecticut women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Hersam Acorn is a proud sponsor of the Komen Connecticut Race for the Cure. Help make an impact in the local fight against breast cancer by joining us on May 9th in Westport at Sherwood Island. With your help, Komen Connecticut invests in local breast cancer programs, helping local women beat breast cancer. Visit KomenCT.org to register, volunteer, or donate today. We race for Connecticut. Why will you race?
Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com.
Back here on Coffee Break, presented by Stratford Orthodontics. It is 11:45 on HANradio.com and streaming live on the Hersam Acorn Network. It's time for a look at local sports with John Kovach.
And if you're lucky enough to be in one of those towns like we are that has independent baseball or minor league baseball, you get a couple of opening days. You get the Major League opener tonight, opening day for your own Bridgeport Bluefish. There's a junior achievement benefit tonight. The Human Fireball will make an appearance.
Wow.
They will wear their specialty tuxedo jerseys, and Magnetic Schedules sponsor. Yeah, they have tuxedo jerseys.
Wait, the Human Fireball or the...
No, the human
Human Fireball.
No, the Human Fireball will not be wearing a tuxedo jersey.
He will not be wearing a tuxedo
the
jersey.
will be wearing their
Got
tuxedo
it.
jersey.
If the Human Fireball is wearing a tuxedo jersey, he will not be wearing it for long.
Because he's on fire.
They will have a ribbon cutting ceremony for the ballpark at Harbor Yard Beer Garden. That is sponsored by Two Roads Brewing. Ribbon cuttings at 4 p.m. Bankwell sponsoring Magnetic Schedules that will be given to the first 2,500 fans. First pitch tonight for the 2015 Bluefish season, during which the Bluefish will host the Atlantic League All-Star Game in July, and we'll be talking more about that. 5:35 tonight at the ballpark at Harbor Yard against the Camden River Sharks. On the high school diamond yesterday, the 2014 Gatorade Baseball Player of the Year, Stratford's Ronnie Russamundo, threw the first no-hitter of his career, faced a minimum 21 batters as Bunnell blanked Pomperog 8-0 in Southbury. Russamundo walked the first batter, struck out 14 of the next 21 batters he faced. He has not allowed a run in 18 innings this year for the Bulldogs, now 6-1 overall, 1-0 in the Southwest Conference. His offense came from Justin Lasco, who had 3 hits and drove home 3 runs. Chris Lone added 2 hits, including a double, drove in a run. Rocco DeSicco added 2 hits for the victorious Bunnell Bulldogs, behind Ronnie Russamundo's no-hitter. In FCAC baseball action, Trumbull High fell to Wilton 4-1. Wilton scored 2 in the top of the 5th, added runs in the 6th and 7th. Jackson Ward, 3 hits and a complete game 5 hitter for Wilton. Paul Sorbo had 2 of Wilton's 9 hits. Travis Jenkins drove in Trumbull's run with a double in the bottom of the 5th. In softball, Trumbull High defeated Danbury 8-3. Leah Thompson, 2 hits, scored 2 runs and an RBI. Haley Kasegowitz, a triple, scored 2 runs for Trumbull. Trumbull led 3-1 after 1 inning. After 4, they had extended that to 7-1. Emily Clark drove in 2 and scored a run. Taylor Brown also scored 2 runs for the Eagles. Ali Zabo did not allow an earned run, gave up 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 9. Danbury's Noelle Daly misses the cycle by a home run. She hits a triple, double, and single, and scores a run. Also in softball, we have North Haven blanks Foreign 3-0 in the SCC. We have O'Brien Tech, a 19-4 victory over Litchfield. Laurel and Hall, 21-4 over West Haven. Stratford and Platt Tech in a dogfight. Platt Tech scores 5 in the bottom of the 6th on the way to an 11-10 victory over Stratford. And that's 7-2 Platt Tech having a fight for that win over 0-4 Stratford. Darien tops Ward 9-1. Seymour over St. Paul's 8-5. New Fairfield falls to Massac 16-6. Boys lacrosse tomorrow, Saturday, on HANradio.com, streaming on the Hersam Acorn Network. Greenwich versus New Canaan, live from Dunning Field. I'll be on the play-by-play. Dave Stewart in the booth with me. Boys lacrosse on Thursday. McMahon tops Danbury 14-7. Bunnell with a 14-1 victory over Notre Dame of Fairfield in the Southwest Conference. Greenwich, who we saw in just a nail-biter against Ridgefield on Tuesday down at Cardinal Stadium, an 8-7 win over St. Joe's in overtime. So, great day, great game there. Also in overtime, Ludlow edges Staples 7-6. That's it for sports. 11:50. Let's take a look at the roads with Don.
Okay, things have started to settle down out there on the roads. Right now, all we have new to report, we've got delays in Fairfield 95 northbound at exit 23. That is continued volume from this morning. There was a traffic accident in Westport on the Parkway, that on the Turnpike actually in Westport, that closed 2 lanes and caused a several mile backup. Fairfield still with delays there. Other than that, we just have road work on Route 7 south in Norwalk at exit 1 until 3 o'clock today with the right and center lane closed, so you're going to want to avoid that if you can. Also, Parkway southbound in Greenwich at exit 31, left lane closed there until 2:30. Checking the weather, we have...
Go ahead.
Okay, no, that's...
I can't look at you without you stopping to report. When did that start?
I'm getting paranoid here.
My God, it's not like being home. Go
know,
on,
right? Yeah,
keep talking.
exactly.
It's good.
We've got a freeze watch in effect until tomorrow morning. Crops and sensitive plants should be moved inside or covered if you deem them vulnerable. Mostly cloudy day today, high near 54. Sunny tomorrow, temperature highs close to 60, dropping into the 30s again overnight, and scattered showers Sunday with a high near 60. Right now, outside our Shelton studio, it is a mostly cloudy 45 degrees, 45 degrees in Fairfield, and 41 in Ridgefield. Your coffee break time, 11:52.
Can't let this go without mentioning that you and I got to spend some time with a local sports celebrity yesterday.
We really did. And, it's and unlike most celebrities, he doesn't seem to have an ego. He doesn't really talk about himself very much.
He really doesn't. He doesn't talk about himself. Very enthusiastic about his job and what he does, but Storm stopped in.
He did. I escorted him over to you guys.
Yes, you did. Storm
tweeted out a picture of Storm with
Mary Boyson Alt from the
arena,
Webster Bank Arena at Harbor Yard and the Sound Tigers at the Meet Monroe business event, which really, and you can view that in our archives. It was really just a lot of fun. If you're watching, you can see Storm behind Donald and myself. That was a good time.
And you see my hands are a little bit blurred because so we were all flashing the double thumbs there. And,
that is true.
The enthusiasm, and it was a lot of fun, and it seems you think because the Bluefish were obviously there looking to sell some season ticket packages. And
Sound Tigers.
I'm sorry, the Sound Tigers were there looking to sell some season ticket packages.
I was surprised the Bluefish weren't there. To be honest with you.
And and sponsorships, and then Storm was there, and you may think he's out of place at a business expo, but man, he was mobbed. People loved him.
He's always popular. Yeah, he's a great mascot.
And he also really was the star of our crowd cam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
He was bringing the kids over. It was great.
No ego, but he knows where the camera is. Kate, what else is going on in the news?
Well, police say a 17-year-old Hartford high school athlete was arrested after he held an officer in a headlock at a Burger King. Deputy Police Chief Brian Foley says the incident started Tuesday when the officer asked the teen to leave the restaurant because he didn't purchase a meal and was loitering. The boy then attacked the officer while being escorted out, putting him in a headlock as the crowd looked on. The officer was able to free himself and subdue the teen using pepper spray as he attempted to escape. Police say the officer was dispatched to the restaurant due to its reputation for hosting rowdy high school fights. The teen is charged
opposed
with
to non-rowdy
assault.
fights?
Hosting rowdy high school fights. It sounds like they have an octagon set up in there.
Oh, John.
It's like an intramural sport.
John, what else is going on?
A serious note here. Police have identified the man who was found dead outside the Super Stop and Shop on Villa Avenue in Fairfield Wednesday. He has been identified as 30-year-old Stefan Novotny of Westfield Avenue in Bridgeport. Police say he was already dead when officers responded to a report of a person possibly asleep or passed out inside a black Honda Civic in the parking lot shortly after 2 Wednesday afternoon. The cause of death was not available pending a report from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. Police are saying preliminarily that there are no indications of foul play and that Novotny was reported missing to Bridgeport police around 3:30 Tuesday afternoon. Witnesses reported seeing the car in the Villa Avenue Stop and Shop supermarket parking lot around 9:30 Tuesday night, and it was still there at 5:30 the next morning. Police were finally called at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Coffee break time's 11:55. Kate, what have we got coming up on Behind the News at noon?
Well, we have a lot to talk about on Behind the News. In Weston, some students and staff got sick after they purchased some candy in China, came back and ate it. And also, Patty Gay is going to be joining us to talk about that. And Chris Burns is going to be talking with us about a really interesting story he did on medical marijuana and how if a new law passes, it could benefit a child in Wilton who suffers from seizures. So we're going to be talking about that. We also have some news that we posted at Greenwich-Post.com on a new weekly newspaper that's opening up in that area. So we're going to talk about that.
Interesting stuff. That candy story broke while we were in Monroe,
Yes.
and that was very scary. And looking to get more details from Patty about just how serious that is. So stay tuned. Behind the News at noon, and then we'll kick it up to our Ridgefield studio for Radio Arts and Leisure.
All right. Have a great Friday, everyone. But you can keep watching Behind the News coming up next.
Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com. The leader in local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in southwestern Connecticut.